I'm Mrs. Leggett. Welcome to Science. We're going to talk about coral reefs today. Isn't she adorable? This is my assistant, Cricket. And don't worry, she doesn't get paid because she doesn't do a very good job. Sometimes she pees on the floor. But anyway, here's my assistant, Cricket. She's going to help us today. Do you have anything to say, Cricket? Anything to add? What do you think about coral reefs? I think they're amazing. Okay, here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you what I want your notebook page to look like. And we're going to talk about why coral reefs are important and which of Earth's spheres are affected by coral reefs. You're going to make a little prediction. Okay, this is what I want your page to look like. There's not much to this one. Always put a title. Okay, coral reefs. Now, some of you may have read about them before. The questions we're going to ask are, which organisms are best? And I'm going to show you playing cards, and you're going to choose 4 organisms that you would put in your coral reef, okay? And then the next question is, which spheres are affected by coral reefs? So if you need to pause the video for a minute to write that in your notebook. Okay. Cricket, are you going to tell them why coral reefs are important? What's that? You don't know? She's not really sure. Okay, here's the page. She's going to read it really quickly and make sure she's boning up on her knowledge of coral reefs. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Do you want to get down? Okay, my assistant's just going to take a little nap on the papers for a minute. So let's talk about coral reefs. Now, there are lots of different organisms. Coral reefs are alive. There's also lots of different organisms and animals that live in coral reefs and among coral reefs. I'm going to show you some of them, and you're going to make a prediction based upon the information I give you, which organisms would be the best if you were going to make your own coral reef, your own custom Mrs. Leggett's awesome coral reef. Which organisms would you want on yours, and think about why, which are best for the Earth. Okay, let's talk about them. The coral reefs affect our shores. They affect shores by being eroded or damaged. They also serve as a barrier for large waves and storm surges. They also keep water healthy. They're able to filter water. They also the actual coral gets its nutrition from symbiotic algae, from plankton, and other substances that are dissolved in the water. And as they absorb that food, they filter the water and clean the water. So they're very important that way. Coral reefs take in large amounts of carbon dioxide out of the air. You've probably heard plants do that. Coral reefs do too. They take the carbon dioxide out of the air, and then they put oxygen back into the air. So they're very good for our atmosphere. So they also provide, like I said, lots of different organisms with nutrition and shelter. They provide habitats and organisms with food. And if you want to learn more about coral reefs and to find out where the biggest one in the world is, you can research that and add it to your science notebook. Let me show you. Oh, what? My assistant has chewed up. Come on, Cricket. She's chewed up the playing cards. Okay, I'm going to show them to you, and you may need to pause it. Now, these are hard to read. You can access these in Mosaic. I'm going to go through each one, and I'm going to tell you why they are good or why they're bad. And you choose 4 of these that you would put in your coral reef. Okay, the first one is a yellow tube sponge. Okay, what it does is it filters ocean water, so it cleans ocean water. Okay, this one is called zooxanthellae algae. Zooxanthellae algae. I totally said that right. Okay, totally. It filters carbon dioxide out of the air, and it emits oxygen. So this cleans air. This cleans the ocean. This cleans air. The coral, this is the actual coral reef, right? And this is how it helps. Many organisms live in and feed off of coral. When big waves form in the ocean, the coral protects the shores by dulling the waves. The waves crash into the coral first before reaching the shore. When coral feeds on algae for food, it also filters the water. So it also cleans the water. It provides habitat for lots of different things. Okay, this one here, green sea turtle. What does he do? He eats seaweed growing on the reef for nutrition. As it eats, it makes room for more coral to keep growing and flourishing. Okay? Caribbean spiny lobster. Look at this guy. I'm not going to lie, he's kind of scary looking. What does he do? He eats all of the leftovers on the seafloor. He cleans the seafloor. So any garbage or stuff that's in there, he kind of eats that and takes care of it to keep the ocean clean. Now here's another one, blue parrotfish. These fish eat algae. Sometimes they accidentally eat coral while trying to eat algae. Their digestive system crushes up the coral and releases it as fine white sand. This sand provides a valuable place for other animals to live. So it does actually eat some of that algae and some of the coral. Now, is that good or bad? Think about it. But also, it emits some new sand, which does provide habitat. So which 4 of these would you choose? Now, there's no right or wrong answer. But what I would like you to do, we talked about different positive things that they do and what they can clean, what they can provide. I want you to think about it, and I'm not going to tell you the answer to this, but I do want you to write in your notebook, which of Earth's spheres does a coral reef affect? Now remember, the different spheres are what? Lithosphere, geosphere, kind of one and the same, right? Atmosphere, that's the air. Hydrosphere is water. Biosphere is the life in the world. Which 2 spheres, and if you can think of more than 2 that coral reefs affect, put those in there, but I need a why. Don't just write down atmosphere and hydrosphere. Tell me why. What did it say about these creatures? Okay? All right, we'll sign off. That was our next science experiment. It was just those playing cards and talking about coral reefs. Our next experiment, we'll talk about landfills. Okay, see ya.